Welcome back. I don't really know how to start this vlog because even the things I want to talk about are things that I'm still processing myself, but I really don't see how to move on producing videos without informing you all. I just lost my job. I had to leave again. It was really hard on me. I just feel there's a need to come out here in and just talk about it. Yeah, really, I don't even know how to start, but I think the best place to start is just to say the story of how it all came about. So, I said I got another job. I think I even need to explain what I do. I'm a teacher, but for some years now, I think before I left my other job, I became more involved in school administration. So the last job, which I talked about in my video of working in a toxic environment, I became the school head there. And then, after all what happened in that job, I got this other job to be the school administrator. It's a really small school, not even up to 100 in the school. And the school was really suffering before I took on the administration of the school. They lost so many children prior to the time I took it up. So the challenge was there. Yeah, the owners of the school, who are not educationists in any way, like they just had money to start school and they started school. They don't know anything about education. They wanted a kind of miracle, or miracle is even good. Let me say magic. Yes, that's what they wanted to see. And before I even took it up, I made them know that this is going to take time. School that maybe they were like 150, and by the time I came, they had dropped to maybe 60 something children. So to get back those children, it's not going to be easy. You need to change some things, change methodology, and allow it to run for some time. And then people start talking and, advertising for you with word of mouth. So things were going on fine until towards the end of last year when they lost some more children after I came. And this was as a result of some insensitive decisions they took. Yeah, we know that inflation is eating up everything, but this is a school that is suffering. But then they still went ahead and increased school fees like twice, and many parents were angry. That within 1 year they increased the school fees twice. So many parents withdrew their children, and the money that was coming in was not coming in again. And I don't know how to say this. Let it not, I don't want to give off too much details. Neither do I want to make anybody look bad. But I want to say it as it is, because I believe that this story is also going to help somebody listening to me. The bottom line of the whole thing is that they became really hostile towards me, and it's like they were looking for who to pour the whole blame on, that things was not going on well. And I started noticing that hostility from December of last year. So I think we just finished our Christmas party, and the director of the school, I've even forgotten what happened, because sometimes when these things happen, I just force my mind to forget in order to help me just maintain sanity. So I've even really forgotten what happened, but I know the scolding was not good. She shouted on me. And I was even talking to a friend that had worked there before as a teacher. She said, no, she's not supposed to shout on you. That she never did that with the former admin. That she guesses because of the kind of person I am. Like, I'm a very calm and quiet person, and she took advantage of me, that she didn't allow it to happen again. I was like, okay, no problem. But after that, I started just telling myself that it's like my time here is beginning to, because I stayed in a toxic place for 7 years before this job, and I know all the signs. Nothing will make me to stay 1 minute longer in a place where all the signs of toxicity is just, oozing out. So in fact, that last year, December, I wanted to leave, but I said, no, you don't just leave at the first, because that was like the first time. We've been working well throughout that last year. That was the first time she showed me that attitude. So I just wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I kept on working. And then fast forward to this year, by the grace of God, January, February, March, everything was going well, but that's because she was engaged somewhere else. She was so busy, she didn't really have time for the school, but things were going well in the school. There's a lot of angle to this story. There were some old staff in that school that, unknown to me, they just felt entitled to the position of the administrator and have been secretly fighting me, even though there was a time God revealed one of them to me in the dream. And that was even when I started taking caution, like, okay, so this is who this person really is. April, before we closed, we were preparing results, and I approved some results that the teachers had prepared, signed it, and then she came and said she wanted to see the result. That's the director. So I gave her the result, and when she was going through it, no wonder people are leaving, blah 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 blah. Why will a child get 50/60? And I'm like, what's wrong with 50/60? What's wrong with 30/60? That no, you don't put the actual score of the child again. Nobody does that again. If need be, you go and clean what the children have written and write the correct answer and mark it. Children should get 60/60. I'm like, is this what education is turning into? Where teachers are not permitted to give children the actual thing they scored. Then why are we giving examination? Assessment is to know where the child stands. Has learning taken place? And it dawned on me that the standard of education is falling because of all this kind of thing. And I asked myself that end of last term, I said, do I want to continue being here? A place where there's so much deception going on. And this is not even the first time, There are instances within the previous year where she would tell me to lie to a parent, tell me to buy time. I don't want to go into all those details, but there were these signs that have been coming up, and I kept asking myself, as a Christian, as someone that fears God, am I supposed to remain here? But then I was confused. If I leave, what do I go and do? So I wasn't still sure about it. I was still praying about the whole thing. And then this happened last term. So she and the person I told you that God showed me in the dream, who was contesting my position, stayed back in school that day and went through the results and, had to cancel some results and, saying things like the teacher should go and redo some of those results and whatnot. So it came to a stage that, and even before we closed last year, that these people are very diabolic people too. There was a time last year I came to my office and noticed all sort of changes, all sort of marks on the wall, oil on the door, and I was like, what's going on here? Got so good I was able to get information that they brought in a prophetess to pray in the school over the weekend. That kept me thinking again, that am I in the right place? Am I sure I'm not in a place where my heaven is being closed with all sort of, dark practices? So, like, that wasn't enough. The owner called me and said her prophetess wants to see me. I needed to go and speak with her prophetess, said I should come for prayer. And I was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I have my own prophet too. So I feel that didn't go down well with them, and that was, it was a strike against me. So the last day of school last term, I didn't even know we were going to close that. We were supposed to close on a Friday, but as a way of spiting me, she told that other lady I said I saw in the dream to tell the teachers that they can be going home, we've closed. And there's really nothing more painful than that. As an administrator, you're the one that is supposed to pass that information, and this is information now coming from a teacher. So I said, these are signs of that you've overstayed your time somewhere and you need to leave. The straw that finally broke the camel's back was when we resumed this term just last week, Friday, and the owner has never attended any staff meeting. She said she wanted to attend, and at that meeting was calling me all sort of name, body shaming me. That is it the way I talk that will make teachers to obey me. Naturally, I speak very slowly. Forget these YouTube videos. I even need to fasten them a bit. I'm very slow in talking, but the fact that I speak slowly does not mean I don't know what I'm doing or I don't have qualifications for what I'm doing. So saying things like the way I talk slowly, like and all sort of insults, bringing up all sort of allegations, accusations, and then the height of it was that she she said if anybody leaves the school again, she's going to curse somebody. Threat. It was at that stage I said, Yemisi, it shouldn't be by Tito. The one you've done here is enough. Come and be going. So I had to tender my resignation and I left the school. And I've been so pained. God has been working on my heart and letting me know that all this is happening for a reason. Even though me, the flesh, I still keep asking that why. I just left a place where I worked for 7 years and was not appreciated, all because of one insecurity and one behavior from an insecure boss. And when I came to this new place, I came to a realization that maybe I over delivered in the first place, and that was what caused the insecurity. I tried to step it down a bit in this new place. I did the best that was expected of me. I didn't go over and beyond because I didn't want anybody to feel insecure about my abilities or capabilities or something like that. But I made sure to do the best I needed to do in that position. But still, now these ones are coming from another angle. It's not that I didn't even deliver, I delivered, but they wanted magic and they felt I was obstructing their magic from happening because the fact that I refused to see their prophetess was one against me. Then the second thing that, maybe they've started noticing that I'm not ready to dance to some of these why would a child, no, I would go out of my way to tell teachers to do their best, to make sure they teach, and I will monitor and supervise to make sure they teach. But if a child has not understood something and fails an exam, it's wrong to go and now start cleaning and the teacher is now writing and the child now gets 60/60. Parents will come and, hey, my child is doing well, not knowing that they are deceiving you. Assessment is supposed to show you where the child is weak so that you can know what actions, what steps to take. So I don't really know what school is turning into. May God help us. So it's like they knew that I was not ready to, go with all those beatings, and she couldn't just wait to throw me out of the place. And the last thing that will happen is for someone to sack me. No, I'd rather sack myself than for you to sack me. So I tendered my resignation, and it's so painful. I just kept asking myself over the weekend. I said, God, have I just wasted another 1 year? And I hear God telling me, you didn't waste anything. I'm making all this happen. Make sure you don't bear any grudge or bitterness over any person because I am in this. And that gave me a kind of peace and joy that I couldn't really, I can't really explain. And then he sent somebody again as a confirmation. Someone called me and was saying the exact same thing. The way God said it, I was like, this is really a confirmation. So it has helped to strengthen my heart. And when I talk about journaling, writing down what you heard when you were in the presence of God, writing down the promises of God, that's helped me in this season too, because I had to go through my journal and then I saw my conversation with God, my prayers. Early April, I was like, oh, this is no coincidence, this is no coincidence, this is happening as it should, even though in the physical it might want to be painful. Yeah, so I just thought to come out here and share my story and to encourage someone that whatever you're going through, try and find solace in Christ. There's nothing that is happening in this physical that doesn't have a spiritual undertone to it. If you're someone that is working with God, there's nothing that will be a coincidence in your life. And when you go to God and ask, why is this happen? You get answers. You see answers. And these answers, they will gladden your heart. They would make you to see make you understand where God is taking you to and what He's actually doing in you and through you. So there are some things that God has told me concerning this whole incident, which I'm not going to share them for now, but they've strengthened my heart and make me to avoid that angle of unforgiveness and bitterness, because I just see that these people are just, they made themselves available as an instrument for God to use to push me out, because God wants to use me to do another thing in this season of my life, and He knows that if I remain there, I won't be able to flow with His plan. And the person I am naturally, I tend to be too relaxed sometimes and just remain in my comfort zone for a very long time. So I need an extra, like a push to get me out of somewhere that seems comfortable, which I believe God is trying to do with me in this season, because there are some things He has told me to do, to start doing, this YouTube being one of them, that if I remain there, I might not be able to accomplish them the way I ought to, because I'll be juggling a whole lot and it will to make me lose focus. I don't know where all this is leading, but I rest on His word. I rest on the fact that I know God. I rest on the fact that He's solidly with me. He's solidly behind me, and His direction is not going to leave me. He's going to keep leading me. He will not allow my feet to sleep. And that's the encouragement I'm giving to someone listening to me, that God will not allow your feet to sleep. He will keep directing you. He will keep ordering your footsteps. Just make sure to remain in His presence. Make sure to keep yourself in His promises. And since we walk out from there, be encouraged by my story. As of now, I don't even have a job, and that's why I'm even, you notice the change of, I'm talking to you from my kitchen. So I don't have a job for now. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what next to do, but there are some instructions God has given me before now, which I plan to use this period to continue pursuing those instructions. As I'm encouraging you, I also need your encouragement. I need your prayers. I need your support, because I just left that job without any plan per se. But I know that God is on the throne, and He's going to prove Himself in my life. He's going to manifest Himself in my life. So keep praying for me, and I believe on this same channel, I'll come and share the good news. I'll come and give a more positive testimony of what God is doing already. Until next time, stay blessed in the presence of God. I love you so much. Bye.